is on the defensive, and ISIL is going to lose.
Bold promises from the President of the United States as he asks Congress to go to war against the Islamic State. But he's also promising something else to the American people. Joe LaFurgey joins us in studio with more on that. Joe.
Yes, Hugh, the president is vowing not to repeat the large and costly ground wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Flanked by his vice president and secretaries of defense and state, the president said large troop deployments won't be necessary, that he wants to use technology and advanced weaponry to dig out the terrorists. Obama's request for war powers is the first time a president has asked for Congress for that since George W. Bush in 2002 when he wanted to go into Iraq. But the president says the action is essential.
Its barbaric murders of so many people, including American hostages, are a desperate and revolting attempt to strike fear in the hearts of people it can never possibly win over by its ideas or its ideology, because it offers nothing but misery and death and destruction. And with vile groups like this, there is only one option. With our allies and partners, we are going to degrade and ultimately destroy this terrorist group.
Now, so far, the mood in Congress can be described as skeptical. Sounds like Republicans want more troop commitments, and Democrats are concerned about going to war altogether.
Joe LaFurgey, thank you. As Joe mentioned, it's been more than a decade since Congress has approved authorization to use force. And 24-hour News 8's Susan Samples is at the live desk taking a look at the last time Congress authorized military force.
Brian, the president emphasized today that his proposal for the use of force against ISIS would not turn into a large-scale ground combat operation like the ones in Iraq and Afghanistan. Congress has not approved an authorization like this since 2002, when President George W. Bush pushed for strikes in Iraq. The U.S. has been operating under that authorization ever since, but it would be repealed under the White House's current proposal in the fight against ISIS, a separate authorization that was approved by Congress after the 9/11 terror attacks would remain in force. The president's plan is being met with some criticism, as Joe mentioned, with some lawmakers asking for more specific limits to make certain we won't become involved in another major ground war. Live in studio control, Susan Samples, back to you.
All right, Susan, thank you.